Which type of characters do you not like in a story? Okay, so I'm sure that in a story, there are some characters that you end up not liking as much for some reason, either due to their writing or because of their personality. What are some examples of types of characters that you don't like? For me, the non-villain characters that are overly bitchy and rude, who have a sympathizing story but remain with their awful personality. I really don't like when a character is given too many negative traits since it makes it hard to like them when they have their development. There should be a balance instead of making them a bitch 100% of the time. Credit to Reddit user Blaze Accelerant for starting this thread on the writing subreddit. Let's go read some answers, and tell me if you agree or not. The only comic relief character. Most people are already funny. You don't need a designated buffoon who does all the funny reactions. Just let the actual cast have their own humorous moments. The problem is the funny character doesn't have any personality other than being funny. They don't have any interest or goals in life beyond saying funny quips. Characters that end up complicating everything because they refuse to be honest or communicate efficiently, or refuse to listen to reason, specifically when there's no real benefit or logical reasoning for it. Not a book, but I loved Arcane Season 1 so much. However, the interactions between Vi and Jinx and the clear misunderstandings that were never fully addressed, with Jinx's mental issues used as a flimsy excuse, made it really hard for me to enjoy Jinx's character or feel any empathy for her situation. She made me want to rip out my hair the majority of the time, because she never gives Vi a chance to fully explain anything. Weak or doormat characters. They don't need to be cruel or sassy. They might very well be the kindest and best person in the world, but holy crap, that doesn't mean they have to let everyone walk over them. Like, you can be both kind and know where to draw the line. I can't stand it otherwise, even if it's just the before part of character development. Similar-ish with morally good characters. You can be morally good without being a personification of a wet tissue. Come on. I'm tired of the washed-up, gritty, anti-hero / not a hero at all dude, but he's supposed to be lovable or usable as a main character, like the mentor from Hunger Games or the framing narrator in House of Leaves. Bad guys who are being justified just because of their sad backstory or because the main character is their love interest, like Catra from She-Ra or Amity from the Owl House. Or those arrogant high achievers with strict parents who treat people badly, but deep inside, she's not that bad. Like Cheryl from D-Gray Man, Amity from the Owl House, Weiss from Ruby, Pacifica from Gravity Falls, etc. Smart characters. Because intelligence is hard to write, writers often just lobotomize the other characters to make them seem smart by comparison. Which is especially annoying when the other characters were previously established as being fairly intelligent until the token smart guy walked in. I'm getting really tired of the female sidekick that already has all the prerequisite skills and needs, never had any trouble getting them in the first place, and experiences no significant character growth throughout the story. Bonus points if she's given some undeserved reward at the end because she's a woman! Basically, all those Mary Sues that everyone keeps fawning over because girl power. Characters that come to mind for me are Lise from Final Fantasy XIV and Princess Peach from the recent Mario movie. Characters that are confirmed to be gay or whatever off-screen, in like an interview or a stream or a tweet by the author. Especially when people then boast about how great the representation in this book, show, or movie is, while there aren't even any hints at their identity in the actual media they're from. A typical ignorant character who remains ignorant. I've seen some novels where you can see that you can obviously notice the intentions of the villains, and the character doesn't even notice it, even though in the book itself he's kind of messing with the character. A cruel and malicious smile appeared at the moment of seeing him. And the character greets him as if he were a lifelong best friend. The I am so angry about everything protagonist, where writers forget there's more than just anger to someone. Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Can't stand that guy. The douchey male romantic lead. The dark brooding bad boy who's really an abusive jerk. I love this trope, but it feels like 80% of the time, The author doesn't know how to make them compelling, so they accidentally substitute abusive traits on their bad boys, and the poor, innocent main character has to deal with him and his abuse. Oddly enough, this also affects another type of character I don't like. I don't like the good girl because sometimes it comes across as infantilization. I feel uncomfortable that she's both sexualized and pure. Pure in this case just because she acts like a child, but she's oh so sexy. It's not romantic and cute, it's dehumanizing and creepy. It really depends on how the narrative frames them. I generally don't like bitter characters who exist to make everyone miserable, but my enjoyment of them would depend on if they get their comeuppance or not. There's one archetype I can't stand though. Overly whiny people, especially when they have a lot going for them, yet go on incessantly about their troubles. They appear in fantasy a lot as the I just want to live a normal life character tasked with the incredibly unfun job as a wizard or whatever, rather than cashiering in a supermarket for 30 years. But they can crop up anywhere, and it's always annoying to see them complain. I hate the super strong but dumb stereotype. It's literally my least favorite. The stupid main character who does everything for a girl that isn't even interested in him. He triggers all my red flags at once. I also hate characters with convenient flaws. In reality, having to hit the gym for stress relief or pushing yourself too hard isn't the kind of flaw that gives you realistic depth. It's your injuries, both emotional and physical, and how you grapple with them. The fastest way to turn your character into a Gary Sue or a Mary Sue is to make the flaws convenient so that they don't harm the character. I hate the bitchy girl trope. She's always friends with the edgelord male main character or wants to get with the edgelord male main character. She hates the female main character out of jealousy. 99% of the time, it's the same bitchy girl in every iteration. I know it's a necessary character type, but yuck, they're so one-dimensional. Very rarely do you see them change into an interesting character. I really don't like the, what's that noise in the attic? And yes, we just heard there's a serial killer on the loose, but I'm going to go check it out. It's probably squirrels, and I hate squirrels. Dingbats. Also unhappy with the dingbats who let them go alone, and one suddenly notices, gosh, Bryce has been gone for a while. And cold fear grips their hearts. Could it be possible the killer claimed another victim? Yes, because you're all idiots. I hate the token gifted child in adult stories. It's such a waste of time. I swear the writers put that in just to keep the parent readers interested. I hate it when the hero and heroine are having a moment and the child walks in to break it up. It ruins pacing. Even worse is when no one can figure out a solution and the darned child has an answer, and the main character is always doting on the child. Why, little Benjamin, when did you learn the necessary chaos mathematics to solve this problem?
Last night, Papa. I couldn't find the Where's Waldo.
Oh, you are such a scamp. Characters everybody loves despite consistently shit behavior. As an example, Peter Straub had this weird thing about writing wife characters who would habitually cheat on his protagonists. But the wife character never reckons with it, and Straub's protagonist would simply forgive it, never to mention the infidelity ever again. In the worst of cases, the novel, and virtually the novel's entire cast, would still insist that this woman is so beautiful and perfect and powerful and yada yada. Like, dude, she did a shit thing. You can forgive her and still be a bit angry. This also happens with a lot of male fantasy or adventure protagonists. People fawn over them despite constantly being selfish and/or incompetent. An asshole we're supposed to blindly love and forgive because they had a sad past. 1. Make them earn their redemption. 2. Don't make everyone forgive them. Let them stay unforgiven by their victims and make it clear that the victim isn't wrong for not forgiving them. 3. No. Being hot doesn't count as a character trait towards earning redemption. But, you see, the main character is not only hot, they're really freaking hot. I hate the journalist who's always up in everyone's business and can't be trusted for anything. Doesn't matter if they're good, main characters, antagonists, romance interests. Just freaking hate them. Poorly written diversity characters. You can write a diverse cast member and not have them there just to be black or gay. It should be in passing. Like, this person is like this and that, but they are also gay. If being gay or what makes them diverse is all they are about, it's an insult to the community they are based on. Main characters who have no spine. It's why I never liked Harry Potter, because he just took the abuse for years and was all shy and awkward at Hogwarts for the longest time. Contrast that with Percy Jackson, who definitely had flaws in the first book, but also didn't take anyone's crap lying down. I hate all main characters that have as much agency as a freaking McMuffin. There are way too many books where the main character makes no real decisions that push the plot forward, and it's actually terrible. Need to get out of their small hometown? Just have the Imperial Army show up and force everyone out. Does the main character get captured and thrown in prison? Don't worry, they arrive just before the inmates start a riot. Does the main character get isolated from the rest of the cast and need to rely on their own skills to survive? Nope, just introduce a new character and have them help the main character until they're reunited. Characters that can't do anything by themselves or because they want to are so awful to read about. I'm not saying everything that happens in the story needs to be because one character wills it, but damn it all if I can replace your main character with a potted plant and the whole story plays out the same way. For the most part, love interests. Not every story needs a romantic angle, and not every main character needs to fall in love with their counterpart. I just don't like major characters that aren't that deep. I believe anything can be done well if it's done with enough depth. Is a character a sadist? You better be prepared to portray the internal and interpersonal conflict that comes with that. Is a character really abrasive and annoying to everyone? Make sure other characters react accordingly, make it drive some actual conflict. Is a character a stereotype? Make their stereotypical presentation be a facade that sometimes slips and that they have a reason for maintaining. Is a character a weak doormat? Make that something they are insecure about and give them an arc where they learn to stand up to people. Is a character too much of a morally assured goody two-shoes? Put them in a morally complicated situation and portray how they handle that. I just don't like laziness when people write characters, really. It takes effort to make characters feel like real people, so put in that effort. This can be done in a massive variety of ways. Real people are nothing if not diverse, but one way in which people aren't different is the level of depth to their character once you get to know them. I don't like a story with characters. I'd like to see a story with no characters. No characters. That's the idea. No characters. This is the story, and we're not changing it. Big thank you to my Patreon members, my little ruse, Kuski55, Logan, Fallen Vexen, Sam, Donka42, I Am a Noodle, and John Huang. Thank you so much for your extra support on Patreon. It means the world to me. I'm really grateful to have you here, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos and having a good time. And the same goes to my YouTube channel members, my Mini Ruse, AD, Taylor Thompson, Logan, Foxstar Killer, and Debella. Thank you so much for your extra support. I'm really happy to have you be a part of my channel. And I hope you guys are also having a great time. And thank you to everyone else who watched. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, let me know in the comments, do you agree with these opinions about different character types? Or is there a type of character listed here that you actually really enjoy seeing? Or is there a type of character that wasn't mentioned here that you don't like? Let me know, we can all complain together in the comments. And I will see you in the next video.